So I'm asking temp, you access your own next, which will make you traverse to the next node. Now, after the linked list has become circular, what we can do is, so first head will move and then temp will come. And while this is happening, I will say count plus plus. Hey guys, welcome to our channel Quaris Arcade. This is Ashank David, and in today's video, we are going to discuss about a question which is generally asked in so many companies, interviews, and placement drives, which is very popular question related to linked list, and this is a very common question in many companies actually. So the question is that you have to rotate a doubly linked list. So you have the linked list in this case, it's a doubly linked list, and you can see that we have A, B, C, D, E, everything is there in this. Now what we need to do is we need to rotate a doubly linked list. Now here we have not written that N, I will write that. So basically here what we have to do, we have been given a value N. This value N will be anything. In this case, the value of N is 3. So when the value of N is 3, at that time, you will rotate the linked list by 3 position, by the index 3. So for example, here you can see we have A, B, C. This is the 0th node. This is the first node index. If we talk about, this is the second node. This is the third node, and this is the fourth node. So this is on the fourth index. So we have these nodes in this case, and we need to, if the value of N is given to us as 3, we need to rotate this by 3. So in this case, the final result will be D, E, A, B, and C. If the value of N changes to 2, then it will rotate like C, D, E, A, B. It is going to be like that. So and so on. So the depending upon the value of N, the linked list will rotate at that position. So this is going to be our question, and this question is a very popular question which is generally asked in terms of linked list in placement drives and interviews. So let's get right into it and understand how the logic has been written. Okay, guys, so here, as you can see, we have already written our code, which is implementing that A, B, C, D, E linked list. As you can see, to create that linked list, we have taken a class node in C++, and in the public type of data, we have taken the char data node star n and node star prev. So this is the prev pointer, this is the next pointer, and this is the constructor for the node class in this case. And then we have seen this data equals to data, prev equals to null, and next equals to null. So this way we can just put the prev and the next pointer to null, and we can set the data using the data in the constructor of this uh, class node. Okay, now after this, we have created a function here called as insert at head and pass the reference of the head so that the actual linked list get edited. If you remember the concept from call by value and call by reference, basically here we are passing the reference of the head in the parameter for this inserted head so that the function inserted head can get to know where the head is starting from in the linked list, and actually the head should get edited. So that is the reason why we have passed the reference of the head in this case with some data, because in this function we are creating the node, dynamically allocating the memory, and then putting the data into it in the constructor call. So this constructor will be called in this case, and data will be set. When in the main function, we will call this function. And then we are checking if the head is null. At that time, just make the newly created node point the head point towards the newly created node and return from there. So the first node here in this case will be the uh, node will be the first node that we have created will be returned in this case, and that only will be made it as head. So this way we will be able to do insert at head. Now when this is not the case, when head is not null, and if imagine if the linked list is already present, at that time the nodes, the newly created nodes next will point towards where the head is pointing, hence connecting the current newly created node to already existing head node, and then we change the head previous to the newly created end node. So this way we connect both head with the first node and the head previous with the newly created node, and the newly created node to the first node there. Then we point our head towards the newly created node, and this way we do insert at head. Okay, so this is the function for it. We have defined an insert at tail also in this case, because in the program the insert at tail function also have been shown. So I'm just gonna explain this quickly here. So insert at tail. So first, we have given the reference of the head similar to what we did in insert at head, and we have given the data in this case and checking if the head is null. If the head is null, then you can do insert at head only, right? So you can just call that function here, pass the head and the data and return from it. So if the head tail is not only present, that means if the linked list is only not there, you cannot travel to the tail, right? And insert there. So we just called insert at head at that time, and insert at head will do the same job. Okay, then why we have created this temp equals to head? Because when the linked list, we want to insert the newly created node at the tail, right? But the initial point of starting will be our head pointer. Okay, so whenever this function will be called, the control will start from the head. But we don't want to insert at head. Here the control was already on the head, so we just created the node and we just connected the node. But in this case, what we are going to do here is first we are going to travel to the last node. To travel to the last node, I'm saying create a temp variable. Why not a head variable? I cannot move the head to the tail, towards the tail. Why? Because head reference has been passed, and if the head is moving, then all the elements will get deleted. So we cannot move the head in this case. We have to move the temp. So that is the reason why I said temp, you start from the head and till you reach the last node, because in this case, in the last node next will be null, right? In this case, this last node next will be null. So I said keep on traversing till the next becomes, your next becomes null, next pointer becomes null, and keep on doing, keep on accessing your own temp. So for example, here temp is here. Okay, starting from the head. I want to travel this temp to the last node here. Okay, so I'm asking temp, you access your own next, which will make you traverse to the next node. Then again, temp will come here. Temp will try to again access its own next, which will make him travel to the next node, and so on. This while loop will keep on running till it reaches the last node, and this becomes null. Okay, so this way this loop will run and temp will reach to the last node. Once it reaches to the last node, there we have created the node, put the data, and changed the temp of next to the newly created node. So this null will be changed to the newly created node, which we will be creating here. Okay, and it will be connected to this like that. Okay, then because we have prev pointer also, the newly created nodes prev should point where the temp was standing. Temp was standing at the last node, so we have to connect it backwards also, right? So we can just change the prev to the temp. This way we will be able to connect it using the insert at tail. This is how insert at tail function will work. I hope that this is clear. Then here display function is also created. In this case, while you can see here, display function is going to take only just the head, not the reference of the head, because in this case now we don't want the linked list to be edited. In this case, when we don't want the linked list to be edited, in this case we just pass the value of the head, not the reference of the head. So basically, something called as call by reference, call by value we have done here. When we have called the function, we just pass the value in this case. Hence, it will not actually edit the linked list in this case. So while the head reference is not passed in this case, to display the linked list, we can just traverse to the last node and then we can print the data of that, right? So in this case, I have not created the temp variable because we have not passed the reference of the head. This will not edit the linked list. So in this case, I can move my head to the last node. So I just said while head is not equals to null, keep on doing head of data, keep on printing the head's data and keep on moving to the next node. Head equals to head of next. This way, the head will move to the last node and it will print the nodes as well. This is the function that we need to write right now. Okay, and I'll explain you how to rotate the linked list by n position. In the main function, what they have done is they have given us the head. They started the head, which is of course head should be started first, because if the head is only not given, the linked list is not present. So first we have created the head and we have pointed that head to the null because no existing linked list is there. And then we have called the insert at tail function. Insert at tail, we have passed the reference of the head and we pass the a. So a gets inserted from the tail. Then again in this case, insert at tail, we inserted b. So after a, b will come. So at a's tail, b will be added. Similarly, c, d, e hence giving us this linked list A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so this way it will give us that linked list. Now here the n value is 2. In this case, I have taken the example of n value as 3. So if I take this as 3, it should actually print first. It will print the original linked list. It will just display the original linked list, the given linked list, that is going to be A, B, C, D, and then it is going to do the rotation part. So I have called the rotate function, rotate by n. Right now I have not written the logic here. Logic I will write here, but we have just called it. Okay, and then after calling that function, we have just printed the again. So after rotation, after calling this function, the rotated linked list is, then I have to call the function for displaying, and then it is going to display it. This is how we are going to do it. But we have to write the function for the rotate. Right now, if I run this code, it won't do anything and it will just print the linked list just like this. See, it will just print given linked list is A, B, C, D, E, and rotated linked list is still A, B, C, D, E, because after calling the function was not doing anything, so it is not giving any output here. So linked list is not rotated yet because we have not written the logic in this case. We will write the logic here now. Okay. So what will be the logic in this case for rotating by n? So now you see that in this function, the head reference is passed, of course, so that the actual linked list gets edited. Position is also given. The index has to be passed. That n value has to be passed. See, n value has been initialized to 3 in this case. And here in the rotate by n, we are passing the head. Hence, the reference of the head is getting here, coming here. And this function is getting to know where the head is starting from. And we're passing this n, which is 3. So this position will catch that n in this case, and we can work with that position. Now, the thing is that we have to rotate it by that n position. Okay. There might be some corner conditions in this case. What if the user enters the position as 0? We are taking the, as of now in this question, we are assuming that the user will enter a valid value only. But for 0, he can give the 0 also, right? So in that case, what will happen? We can write a condition here like if the position is equals to 0. At that time, what you do nothing, you just return from there and you don't do any rotation. Okay, now here comes the original logic here. Okay, so we will write here first. What we can do is, in this case, we can travel the linked list to the last node. What I'm saying here is, imagine this. Okay, I'm going to clear this off. 1 minute, I have cleared this off. Okay, in this case, we have given the n value as 3. Okay. And if the n value is 3, what I can do is I can start from this node. I can start from this node. So I can travel from here to the last node. Once I'm traveling to the last node, what I'm going to do is I can make this linked list circular, hence connecting the last node, the tails node, to the head node like this, and this will become a circular linked list. Once the linked list has been become circular, what we are going to do is now I'm going to move this head, which is here, to the next. And to make this linked list circular, we will first initialize a temp variable which will travel to the last node. So first temp will come here. Okay, then temp will be here. Then temp will be here. Okay, then temp will be here. And then at last, once the temp reaches here, temp will be standing here. I will say temp of next equals to head, and head will be already here. Head of pre will be temp. Okay, so this way it will connect the linked list, and this linked list will become a circular linked list. Now, after the linked list has become circular, what we can do is we can just move our head in this case. Even if now we move our head, because the linked list is circular, nothing will get deleted in this case. And I will ask the temp also, you also start moving. So temp also will come here. Okay. So in this scenario, the head will move here. Okay. And temp will come here in this case. Now, again, I will ask the head and temp to move to the next position. This will happen till we reach position 3 in this case. Position is here. Okay, so head will come here and T will come here. Our temp will come here. So head is standing here on the position 3 and temp is standing here on the 3 minus 1 index, which is 2 in this case. Now what we can do is we can break this linked list from here. We can make this uncircular and this will become the head This will become the tail. Understood? This is the idea here. So our first thing is, what we are going to do is make the linked list circular. To make the linked list circular, we can just start by creating the temp variable equals to, it will start from the head, and then asking this temp to reach to the last node. So I can create a while loop here where I can say till temp of next doesn't becomes equals to null. Okay. Till then, you keep on doing temp equals to temp of next. Okay. Temp equals to temp of next. Once you have reached to the last node, what you do is you can change the last nodes next to the head, and heads prev equals to temp. So here I can say temp of next equals to the head, and head of prev equals to the temp in this case. This will make the linked list circular in this case. And once the linked list is circular, now I can move the head and the temp both to the position, that position that the user has entered, which is this end position, which is 3 right now. So how we will do that? We can take a count, which will start from 1. Okay, so let's initialize that. So int count equals to, it will start from 1, and we can make the while loop where it will, we can write a condition like this: count is less than equals to the position, keep on running, and keep on doing head equals to head of next, and with that behind it temp equals to temp of next. Okay, so this is temp of next. Okay, so in this case, what will happen? Both head will move and temp will move. Head will move first. Temp was on the last position. Head is on the first position. So temp will move. Behind it, temp will also come. So first head will move and then temp will come. And while this is happening, I will say count plus plus. So this way we will reach our destination. Once we reach our destination, this count value will become less than or equals to that position, and the while loop will stop, and our head will be at that particular position, and behind it the temp will be standing. So situation will be something like this in this case, where head is here right now and temp is right now here. Now we need to break this linked list. We need to uncircular, make it uncircular from this case. So what we can do is, I can say head of prev equals to null, and temp of next equals to null in this case. So this way what will happen is it will become uncircular. So I can say here, first I will say temp of next equals to, I can say null. Okay. And then at last I can say head of prev equals to null, hence making the linked list uncircular. Okay, this is prev. I hope that this is very much clear to all of you guys in this case, in this video, right? So this is going to be the function rotate by n, which is going to actually rotate the linked list by n nodes in this case. So we have taken the position. If the position is 0, then return, do nothing. Create the temp variable, start from the head, move to the last node, okay, and make the linked list circular by changing the temps tails next to the head and heads pre to the temp. This will make the linked list circular. Then start the count from 1 and keep on running till you reach that position, and keep on doing head and temp next, and then do count plus plus. Once you reach that, make that linked list uncircular, hence rotating the linked list by n nodes in this case. Okay, so I hope that this is very much clear in this case. Now when I run this code, you can see that there you go. Given linked list is A, B, C, D, E, and the rotated linked list is D, E, A, B, C in this case, as we have got the result in this case. All right, guys, so this is how you will do it. What if the value of n is changed in this case, let's say 2. So the answer should come like, it should come like C, D, E, A, B. Okay, so let's run this and say, there you go, C, D, E, A, B. And hence, this is how you're gonna rotate the linked list by n position. So I hope that this is very much clear to all of you guys. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And this is all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Quaris, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you won't miss any future updates. If you have any doubts, you can ask us in the comment section below, and I will clear your doubts as soon as possible. This is Ashank David signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one.